Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Path of Exile. We are playing in the Hardcore Breach League as a solo self-found character. And we are gonna enter the mines. So we got an interesting prophecy here. Beyond Sight Part 1. You'll slay the Bum-F cultists.
Pleased to see you too.
Ah yes, our stone golem just leveled up, and that reminds me we actually have a stone golem. There's so many things that we just don't have the active skill slots for to show them. So let's pop that fella in and get going. Oh yeah, reminds me, I've been doing a little bit of playing in between episodes. Of course, my daily master quests. Both Elrion and Haku are now at level 4, so I can start crafting some decent life and some resistances onto gear. Problem is, of course, I need a hefty amount of orbs of alteration for that, and I blew the 30 or so I had on try to improve my flasks a little bit. Didn't really work out all that well, but the orbs of alterations are gone nonetheless. But I also gained a level, and I figured I'd actually do the leveling up while playing. So let's do it now. So my original plan was to grab all the things we have and then go for Herd the Flock. Then we go down here, probably grab quick recovery, then go down here, go for Grave Pact, Shaper, a potency of will, and then foresight, and then we branch off to the right hand side. Now pick up things like melding, there's a written in blood over here, and then we would have more or less just all the things, and then we probably head towards a chaos inoculation. Thing is, no, recent death, those things do make you think, and also comment by Nemesis, who's always very good at just assessing things from a different perspective than I do. And the Nemesis perspective was, no, for CI you need to get reasonable gear for that and prepare yourself for that. And that might be tricky as a solo self-found character. So why not just simply go hybrid? And actually did a little bit of theory crafting on it, and as a witch, you have to stretch yourself a little bit to push yourself to get those life nodes. Then, no, melding is something you want. Heart and soul is something that you'll definitely want. You will want to go for things like constitution and go for the wheel over there. But we wanted to go there anyway for things like potency of will and grave pact. So this is not too far of a stretch. And then we probably want to go towards the Templar, grab some of the things here. A little life node over there and some regen. Maybe consider going Zealot's Oath, that will get us to purity of flesh. But nope, that's a different way of looking at things. And then of course, our energy shield's not going to be the only thing that we will have. We also have a fair amount of life to fall back on. So if we are going to push towards a hybrid build, then we'll end up with about 150% increased life. So now if you have 1000 base life, which should be doable, very doable, then with the 150% increase to life, it will become 2500. I think it's probably fairer to say that we're but just life, and especially if you also get life from gear. Pushing towards 3,000-4,000 life should be doable. Energy shield, similarly, it's going to be relatively straightforward to get energy shield nodes from the tree, because we are a witch and this is the best place to be. And it's easier to get energy shields than life nodes anyway. So pushing over 200, closer to 300 if you include our intelligence bonus, should be very, very doable. So that should get us at least 5,000 energy shield. So then you're looking at at least a pool of effective life that's over 8,000 or 9,000 life and energy shield combined. The thing there is that chaos damage is going to wreck you, unless you manage to get your chaos damage in a really, really, really good spot. So again, Purity of Flesh gets you some chaos resistance, that's going to be rather useful. And for the rest, you'll just focus your gear on getting some chaos resists. And my previous experience with a heavy energy shield base, energy shield character has been with my Shadow Frostcaster, who was of course all by himself, taking all the damage, and everything that he didn't manage to freeze would be dealing damage at him. And of course boss fights that were heavy on the chaos damage wrecked him. But we have our army of trusty minions to absorb a lot of the incoming chaos damage. So that should help us reduce a lot of the incoming chaos damage, and then with flasks and some chaos resist and some chaos resist flasks, I think we should be in a better state. So, I mean, the plan was always to just push forward as a hybrid into the end game and then make the switch to CI when we got the proper gear for it. But maybe just leaving CI as an option. No, CI being chaos inoculation, leaving it as an option, but more heavily focusing on staying alive, embracing our hybrid nature, will be better for now. So with that said, last episode we got Puppet Master. I'm gonna postpone going for Herd the Flock, and instead I'm actually gonna pick up more defensive nodes. So first up is gonna be Energy Shield and Recovery, just rounding this one out. Next up is gonna be for going for Heart and Soul, and then we're gonna go for Melding. So we're gonna boost our life, we're gonna boost our Energy Shield, and we're just gonna see if we can try and stay alive. I really want to have a bigger buffer, so that if things go south, at least we have more time to recover. So for me, Path of Exile is always one big experiment. I start with an idea, with a concept, and then based on just gameplay and experience and feedback from the community, I refine it. And no, this is just a refinement at work. Ooh, a breach. Let's teleport our minions in, just clear a little bit of the area around it, get ourselves some minions, and then we hit it. Okay, just put some sparks in the air, take this guy down, let's teleport our minions in. Yep, we're dead. Just get some more kills, get the breach to expand a bit more. Teleport everybody in, go for some more kills here. And then let's have a quick look if we can get ourselves a tools clasped hand. Yep, that works. You are not a breach yellow. Yes, indeed, you're not a breach yellow. Why the heck are you here? You're not supposed to be here. Cheater. Cheaters, all of them. Therefore, they die. Ooh. So currently just being really fixated on looting as many rares as possible. Because I did rares, when you sell them you can get orbs of alteration for them. And we will need those to craft some more life onto our gear. Ooh, and we get another hand. Nice, nice. Another breach. And of course we have gotten enough kills to get our Vaal Spark back up. Now given that we are a minion build, I will eventually end up replacing the Vaal Spark with Vaal Summon Ray Skeletons, because, well, it's an awesome skill. Will actually be boosted by all the minion nodes we get. It'll make for awesome chaos nodes or chaos clouds once we get the Beacon of Corruption. Oh, this is gonna be interesting one, because we are with the back to the wall. Okay, we'll just port in, get our minions, and then we shall do some Sparky here. Get those crystals out of the way. Bit of tool. So you can't actually summon, or you can't revive these mobs. That's why I did try to raise them as Spectres, but they're just too imaginary for that, I suppose. Or maybe just too overpowered. I'm not entirely sure what the rationale is, but you couldn't turn them into minions. Speaking of minions and summoning, patch 2.5.0c, so that's the second bug fix patch, fixed a bug where cast while channeling and using skills that consume corpses are finally working. So it was a bit of a question whether there was a bug or a poorly misunderstood feature. And turns out it was actually a bug, that it didn't work. So your race zombies, your race specters, your detonate dead, I presume. I haven't actually tested detonate dead, but I did test race zombies and race specters on a standard character. If you link those with desecrate on your blight or wither or whatever you want to use for channeling, you can actually consume the corpses that you summon with desecrate and turn them into minions. So of course, combined with Beacon of Corruption, that's going to be a Chaos Cloud engine, all packed into one nice button. So once we get our speaking of the beasts. So once we do get our hands on the cast while channeling gem, that is going to be one of the things we are going to try out. So let's empty our pockets. So we also have new stash tabs, as you might have already seen. So these are one of the quad tabs. It has twice as wide, twice as high, and all the squares are just a quarter of the original surface. This is very nice for a sorting box that you've seen me use in previous episodes. Especially for something like a labyrinth run, I can imagine, because then I always end up filling 2, maybe 3 of the stash tabs with loot. Now you can just have one really large one. It's a bit fiddly to get things out, because it's tinier, so you have to be a bit more precise with your pixel targeting, but it's pretty useful. Similarly, the card stash tab, I like it as well. And you can filter it based on full stacks, things you don't own, and owned ones. Too bad it doesn't stick to the one you last selected, because the all it's just a bit barren, while the owned actually shows me relevant things. And the essence stash tab, I really like it as well. They showed some concept art of this, and it is nice to just have a visual reference, so you don't actually have to maintain it yourself. It will just show you what's where and how far along they are in the progression. So
what do you want?
I think it's nice. I'm very happy that they launched it. And they launched it as a bundle, so if you get one of the quad tabs, the essence tabs, and the divination card tabs, then you get the cheapest one for free. So I believe they are all 3 together. They are 240 points. And if you get the bundle, then it's only 200, so you get the cheapest one for free, because that one is 40. I believe the most and the other ones are 200 together. I believe that's 60 for one and 140 or so for the other. So yeah, it's a fair amount of points, but you do get a lot of storage space for it, and well, I do like my storage space. It's interesting that if you get yourself special stash tabs, at the beginning of a new league, there are just going to be a random stash tab in the middle of all the stash tabs that you have. And they'll just be one of those green tabs with a number on them. And you'll have to just sort through all of them in order to identify which is which. So now you got your currency tab, you got your divination tab, you got your quad tabs, you got your essence tab. I'm assuming in the future they're probably going to add more things for special new mechanics or other things that are useful to sort. We'll spend the points. So next up is going to be Heart and Soul. Both more life, but also more mana. We can definitely use more mana in this build. And we found Hammerstorm, or rather Hammerstorm found us. And I don't think there's going to be a lot of Hammerstorm left here. One of the side effects of getting a larger mana pool is that your natural mana regeneration is also going to increase. And freeing the spirit here gets us a skill point. After speaking with the dude, Tasuni. Can everybody get over here, please? Waiting for Void Streaks to be here somewhere. Oh no, we get drop bears that aren't bears. Just the things swooping in from the sky. And there it is, Void Scream. Also, I'm taking quite a bit of damage here, so let's take a couple steps back. No energy shield is a very good indicator for where you should be. If your energy shield is going down, you should move out of combat. And a 5-socket bone armor. That's interesting. Let's not focus on identifying and going through our loot while playing. Let's just keep it focused on just killing things and getting more loot. Filtering is not the most interesting thing, therefore I should not be focusing too much on it. Let's see, Convocation. At some point I think I had it in mind to link it with castment damage taken or something. Where is it? Where is my Convocation? Level 36. Yeah, okay, I can level it at least one more time. The castment damage taken is, of course, level 38 that it requires at level 1. So, all linked skills, you can level them up until they require level 38. But no more. Let's grab another flask. Oh, I have more orbs of transmutation than orbs of alteration, so it's easier to turn white items into blues than it is to reroll blues in terms of using currency. So it's easier for me now to just pick up a bunch of flasks and roll them into blues in order to see if they are any decent compared to trying to take one flask and rolling it a dozen times.
Don't be frightened, little
Hello,
monster.
Chaos Sentinel.
It'll all be over soon.
Goodbye, Chaos Sentinel. Okay. And let's look for the Burning Man. And then, of course, the waypoint. So, a little more build thoughts and some changes in direction this episode. Not as much progress, but I think now taking things slightly slower will be good here. A bunch of rares, that's gonna be fun. There's at least a Herald of Lightning in there somewhere. So I need more mana despite getting it boosted, and we'll just spark through here. And then there's the last one. Yeah, that's the last one. Okay. And we don't have space for that one, so again, we empty our pockets. And then we move on. Oh, we can have a chat with Tasuni. Let's see, Kara's just gonna be grumbling. She pretty doesn't like us, no matter what we do. So, skill points, some respecs. That's gonna be another one. I just realized I might have wanted to hold off on this one, go hard and soul first, then melding, and then just fill in the blanks here. Now that way, ordering wise, you're postponing the quick small ones, but you're getting quicker to the large nodes. Which, I don't know, it feels really natural for me to complete things. And therefore, no, it's leaving a node like that hanging, it feels uneasy. It's even though from a bigger picture perspective, it's probably better to leave them for a while and then later on use them to just round out the build. But yeah, I don't know, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. Those tendencies, they don't really go very well with trying to make a build sometimes. Okay, we're just trying to stay out of the way. Our minions are gonna get scorched, of course, okay, and then we teleport all the minions in, because they won't go dead. Okay, he didn't drop a yellow, that's too bad. I still like the dude though. Wait, we already have 2 4-link bone sockets in our stash for crafting purposes, so we can skip out on that one. So in terms of breaches, there is some natural variety between areas. I'm still not sure if it's just random luck or if some areas are more naturally predisposed to have breaches than others. Oh, that's what back in Talisman League, some areas had a larger chance of having the Talisman stone circles, for example, than others. So it would make sense if they repeat something like that as well. There are some places that have a weaker grasp on reality, things like that. And speaking of grasp on reality, didn't we have cultists in the Mines Act 1 that we completely forgot about? That might be that one has closed now. That's too bad. And prophecy is gone now. Okay, if we tag the waypoint, we're actually gonna quickly walk back and see if the instance is still open or not. If so, then we'll actually go hunt for cultists. In Cultists of Bournemouth, that probably means at the first stage we're gonna get some blue or yellow spawns. Not the big man himself, but no, eventually. Yeah, eventually we will be facing a Beyond Demon, and I believe there are achievements tied to defeating all the Beyond Demons, so getting them from prophecies is a decent way of actually getting them. Since rolling Beyond on maps is, well, slightly tricky. Not all the maps are as natural a match for getting Beyond spawns from them. Right, let's just port all the things in. Get a little bit more firepower over here. And this is the way forward. Excellent. We tag the waypoint. We have a chat with Lady Ideala. And then we'll see if we can actually make it into the first part of the mines again and see if we can find those Beyond Demon cultists, or if I just messed up there. And I messed up. I completely forgot about the prophecy. Which is too bad, because I really like my Beyond monsters. But, well, that's too bad, and we can't change it. So, eventually we will get that prophecy again. No, I've got 9 coins currently, so... No, but it's always towards the end of a difficulty. I'm less inclined to use the currency to get new prophecies, because, well, in the next difficulty... you can't use them anymore because a lot of prophecies are tied to your current difficulty, and that will just force you to hang around longer. While you could also be having fun in the next difficulty. So that, yeah, I don't know. Might try running it once or twice to see if you can get it again, but then no, it's gonna be in warm-up episodes, and then it's not as fun to record. So yeah, I'm torn. We'll see. But for now, we are at a natural stopping point. So next episode we are gonna go after King Kaum. We managed to get quite a decent chunk of loot. We got some skill points. I'm gonna turn all those nice rares into orbs of alteration and see if I can craft some life on my gear. This layered kite shield, for example. If we can get another 40-50 life on this, that would be nice. Maybe pick 1 or 2 other items that we know if we can just craft another 100 life onto our gear. Then notice 850 life. We're gonna push it to closer to 970, 980, something like that. And then our life and energy shield are both gonna be balanced at about 1000 each, which means we will be in a reasonably tanky shape. But for now, that's gonna be it. So I'll see you again next time when we go after King Khan. Until then, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.